Looking for a gift for someone who is always looking for batteries? Want to help someone move away from disposable to rechargeable batteries? Stay tuned and I will show you a solution like that. Welcome to another edition of Tech Bites with Ron Nutter, your home for all things relating to smart home technology. In this episode, we're going to talk about giving ELB batteries as a gift. Hi, I'm Ron Nutter, and we're going to be working on this together. This content is also available as an Amazon flash briefing or podcast. Please go to techbiteswithronnutter.com for more information. For any items mentioned in this episode, there are affiliate links in the description. If you click on these links, I will get a small commission, but that won't affect the price. You pay for the item. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please click on subscribe now and enable notifications. If this video helps you or provides value, please click on that like button, thumbs up. Now, here's what we're going to be talking about. First is choosing the right batteries. And by right batteries, I mean the different sizes. And we'll go over some things to be aware of, because if you're not used to dealing with batteries a lot, that may not be something that you think about. We're also going to talk about a basic versus a smart charger. Doesn't sound like much, but as the batteries are more advanced, there are chargers that may do a better job for you. And then just some basic battery care tips that you can pass on to the person you're buying these for, or just have them look at this video and we'll get some tips that way. And I have done a more in-depth video on this, so it gets it a little more into the granular stuff that the person who's going to use them really needs to know about, and I'll link to that within the video. So let's go ahead and get started on this. Now, in a smart home, you're going to see there's a lot of batteries out there, but you're going to see mostly these battery types. You're going to see the AAAs, and that's used a lot for the smart remotes. You're going to see AA's. Those are used for some of your bigger remotes and some specialty devices. And you may even see C, or in this case, D size batteries to use. Now, why I like the EBL batteries so much, and I'm in the process of moving my entire smart home to this, is because you notice the plastic case they're in, that is common across all battery types. So this is something that's going to help you keep them organized a little bit better and keep things from getting as messy in the battery drawer that we probably all have. And this is something that you have to be especially careful with 9-volt batteries, because as they do keep their charge for quite a long period of time, if they happen to get terminals crossed, you could have some sparking in the drawer and have kind of a mess. Now, they do hold their charge for several years, so that's something to keep in mind. You don't have to have a huge assortment of these, but if you have batteries that are not needed a whole lot, you probably want to have at least one set beyond what's currently used, so you can always have fresh ones to charge. Now, there are some times that you're going to have to improvise, and this is where the spacers come into play. The spacers will take the AA battery and convert that to either a C or a D size battery. Now, they're not going to work in all situations. For example, I've got a Maglite flashlight that I've used the D adapters in. Well, the spring in the bottom of it is expecting a D size battery. So what I've had to go through and do, regardless of the flashlight, whether it's using the D spacers or the C spacers, I have to put like a washer down in the bottom that's going to connect between the AA battery versus the big spring in the bottom of the flashlight. Just one of the things when you're using an adapter, something to keep in mind. And also when you're using something like a AA battery versus a D size battery, it's not going to last as long, because you're talking a fraction of the power, where this is rated at 10,000 milliamps, and don't worry, that's just a number that references the capacity of it, versus when you're getting the AA's and you see it's 2000. So you're talking about a fifth or a fourth of the capacity. So it's not going to last as long, but in an emergency, it's better than nothing. Now we get on the subject of chargers. Chargers is something that there's more than one way to do this. So if we go through and select, well, we'll pick the 4-cell charger, that is something that it's good for somebody who travels. Now, this is going to be limited to the AA and AAA size batteries. But if you notice, this one has the electrical prongs already built in to go right into the wall, but yet they don't stick out, so it's not going to snag or damage anything in the luggage. And with the LCD display that's on the front, is also going to help you know when certain batteries are finished. So if you've got more than 4 batteries that need to be charged, that's going to let you swap batteries out. Now, if you're taking a lot of batteries with you, then that's when you'll need to look at something like an 8-cell charger. Now, this is one that's kind of the next one up from the 4-cell one we've been looking at, in that this one will do C and D batteries. It can, what you will do, instead of where you see the 8 positions there, if you put in a C or a D battery, you're going to take 2 positions for 1 battery. Small price to pay. Now, there is a difference with this, and you notice there's no cord on this one. And this is where you will need to have some sort of, well, you'll hear the term wall wart, but you'll need to have a charger that's got the power to drive this one. Now, the one I use for both, for this particular charger, is one from Anker, and this is the IQ charger. It's made for fast charging compatible smartphones, but it's also got more than enough power to charge the 8-cell charger, so you're not having to limp along or only be able to charge, say, like 5 or 6 batteries. I always like having a charger that's going to have more capacity than what I need to power with it. And so that way this won't have to work nearly as hard. So this is something that, you know, though you've seen 2 different smart chargers. Now, what I would call a basic charger is one that gives you a little more than, okay, I'm charging a battery and okay, I'm done. If there's a problem with the battery, those chargers really won't tell you what's going on. Where when you see one with an LCD display, if the battery has a fault of some type, it's having a problem charging, then you know you've got a problem and may need to pull that battery out of rotation, because even rechargeables do have a finite number of charges. So just something to keep in mind, whether you're buying these for yourself, buying them for a family member or friend. So a little bit more money now will help you take that much better care of the batteries. Now, a couple of really quick battery care tips to think about. And some of this is going to be in the manuals you get with the EBL batteries. Some is not. When you're charging the batteries, don't wait until they are completely spent before you charge them, because the way the batteries are, these particular batteries are made, is they are meant to be charged a lot more frequently and not when they're fully depleted. If you charge them when they're not just totally dead, you're going to get far better lifetime out of them and just simply better results. Now, with any type of rechargeable battery, don't expect full capacity out of them, out of the box or out of the card or out of the case. It's going to take, on average, about 3 to 5 complete charge cycles for the battery to kind of get its sea legs under it and be able to give you the kind of results that you're expecting and what the battery is probably going to be able to do. So always have extra batteries. If you think one is questionable, go ahead and pull it out, slap another one in, because sometimes batteries may deplete earlier than expected. Maybe it didn't get the charge it thinks it did, or maybe that battery, depending on where it is in the chain of supplying power to whatever device it's into, that battery got drained a little bit sooner. Now, the nice thing is, if the device that you're on or using these in doesn't have a good battery exhaustion warning, it's a good indication that when the device shuts off and it's not giving you a battery low situation. With these batteries, they give pretty much full power until they're just about gone, and then the voltage will just drop way off. So that's a good indication. Where there was a trick that I've done with alkaline and non-rechargeable batteries is I can swap the batteries around in order and sometimes get a little more power. But on the rechargeables, if they're giving you basically an indication, either there's a low battery warning on the device or there is a function with the device that's just suddenly it's not responding the way it should, or it just gets sluggish or just quits responding, that's probably a good indication that the batteries need to get charged. If you are watching this on YouTube, you will see videos on the screen that are similar to the one that you're watching now, or other content that YouTube thinks you might be interested in. If this video helps you or provides value, please click on that like button, thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please click on subscribe now and enable notifications. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.